Welcome to JMR Talks. Today we'll talk about digitalization and digital transformation. Now there is a slight difference between digitalization and digital transformation. When we are talking about digitalization, we are talking about leveraging the digitization to improve the businesses. When we talk about digital transformation, we are talking about improving the business systems, processes, activities using digital technologies. So to put it simply, digital transformation is nothing but application of digital technologies for creating new business models. Now a question might arise as to why people are talking about digitalization or digital transformation. Digitalization solves the business pain points. It helps to improve the business efficiencies, creates personal customer experience. Now some of the topmost digital transformation technologies include big data, Internet of Things, 5G, mobile, cloud technology, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. When we said that digitalization helps to solve the business points, pain points, we are not simply saying that you simply apply the technology. Mere application of the digital technology will not solve the problem. The digital technology has to be aligned with the culture, structure, and the talent that is available in the organization. The most important need or necessity for going digital is to remain competitive and relevant. We are in a VUCA world, highly volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. So unless until you are competitive, unless until you are able to offer the best service to the customers, it's very difficult to survive. Now when we are talking about digital transformation, we are referring to the digital journey. Dave Ulrich has nicely divided this digital journey into 4 phases: efficiency, innovation, information, and connection. Efficiency. Are we using the efficiency for streamlining the systems, procedures? Innovation. Are we using the technology to innovate? In other words, we are talking about effectivity. Merely improving the systems, policies, procedures, that doesn't matter. What is the end result? Third is information. Are we able to access the much needed information which facilitates decision making? And the last phase is connections. Does the technology helps in establishing connections, or you say experience? Now, why digital transformation? Why digitalization? As we already said, for the survival, today most of the companies are going for data rich and they're getting connected. If you wish to have increased customer experience, there is no other go than going for digitalization. And digitalization helps in accessing the much needed data, which helps in decision making. If you wish to be flexible, agile, resilient, there is no other go except to adopt the latest technology. But it's easy to talk about digital transformation, but there are some challenges on the way. The most important challenge is lack of dedicated IT skills. It is reported that 54% of the organizations they are disabled. They are not able to update their digitalization because of lack of dedicated skills. Now some of the much required skills is are in the area of cyber security, technical architecture, enterprise architecture, etc. The second challenge is lack of organizational change management. Have we prepared the people in general for the said change? Did we inform them? Did we apprise them? Did we mentally prepare them? And the third one is evolving customer needs. Today's customer is totally different from yesterday's customer. We were aiming earlier at customer satisfaction. Today we are talking about customer experience. There was a time when we tried to understand customer behavior by looking at him. But today, when a customer decides to buy a certain thing, the decision might not be completely of himself. He might have been influenced by his peers or colleagues, friends, or his spouses. So are we able to understand the much needed what we call insights about the customer using the technology. The next is the lack of defined strategy. Are we clear what exactly our organization would like to achieve? Whatever our objectives, what is our focus? The next is budget concern and constraints. When we are aiming at what we call digitalization and digital transformation, have we created what we call enough fund for undertaking that initiative? The next one is ineffective data management. Every organization, every enterprise has data, but are we in a position to what we call use the data? We know information, data, knowledge, and wisdom. When the information process, it becomes data. When it is applied, it becomes knowledge. Over a period of time, it becomes what we call wisdom. The next one is inefficient business processes. If you have the technology, but with the help of the technology, if you are not able to what we call improve the process, make them efficient and effective, the very purpose of going for digitalization what we call fails. In today's environment, what are the digital skills one needs at life as well as what we call at work? Number one, communicating. Of course, now most of us got used to what we call sending the mail, what we call posting on Facebook, etc. But we must be well conversant, like using Skype video, virtual private network, pasting our LinkedIn profile, etc., etc. The second one is handling information and content. Having information is one thing, and making use of that information is what we call another thing. Is there any intention action gap? Are we good at using the information, thereby improving our decision making and thereby creating improved customer experience? Transacting. How we transact our business, how we are transacting our information as that. And most importantly, are we aiming at problem solving? Today, the companies and the enterprise are looking for people who could provide solutions. They don't expect you to come with a problem. You come with a problem and also with a solution. Being safe and legal online. Yes, there are intellectual property rights issues, trademarks issues and all that. So are you ensuring that when you are transacting business online, that are you safe, legally correct, etc. So in conclusion, we can say it's not sufficient to be technically competent unless until one is good at creative and critical thinking. In fact, sometime back, when people have expressed concerns about the relevance of human resources, Jack Ma said, as long as we invest in emotional intelligence and creative thinking, and there is nothing to worry. And one famous quote or one famous mantra that comes to my mind when we are talking about digitalization and digital transformation is observe, adopt, and improve. Look at the prevailing situation. Adopt the best prevailing practices, but start working on improving that further. Let us not forget, obsolete technology is dangerous, but obsolete human resources is disastrous. Having state-of-the-art technology is one thing, and making the people, trained in that, for using them for the benefit of the business is another thing. And lastly, I would like, the businesses to focus on three things when they are trying to work on digitalization or digital transformation. Number one, feasibility. Second, desirability, and third, viability. Feasibility. That means from the point of the organization, is it feasible? Does the technology helps to improve its cutting edge? Desirability in terms of people. Are the people comfortable with this technology in terms of using, applying? And last but not the least is viability in terms of business. Does it benefit the organization in terms of increased revenue? So digitalization and digital transformation have come here to stay, and it's high time organizations invest in digitalization, train their people so that their business processes etc. can be improvised further, the organization performance improved, so that your organization does better and also what we call its people. Thank you.